You want to be the first millionaire in your family. But here's the problem. You think you are making good money decisions, but in reality, those decisions are keeping you stuck. And if you're being honest with yourself, you probably know this already, because look at the way you handle money right now. You save up for months just to buy the newest phone, telling yourself you deserve it. You get a raise and immediately increase your spending, because what's the point of money if you don't enjoy it, right? You copy the investments you see on TikTok thinking you'll get rich quick, but you don't even understand the risks. And when you finally put money aside, you dip into it the second temptation shows up. A vacation, a new gadget, eating out 5 nights a week. You're not alone. Almost everyone does this. It feels good in the moment. It feels like progress. But these are the exact patterns that keep you from building lasting wealth. And that's where your mindset comes in. Money isn't about math. It's about psychology. And if you want to change your financial future, you have to start by changing how you think about money. So today, I'm going to walk you through some timeless lessons inspired by the psychology of money that will show you why your mindset matters more than your paycheck and how to build wealth that actually lasts. Let's start with smart guy versus dumb guy. One drives a brand new Mercedes, the other drives a 10-year-old Honda. Who do you think is actually wealthy? You probably measure your progress by what you can buy. You think the nice car, the designer clothes, the vacations are signs you're doing well. And maybe you even feel pressure to prove it to your family, to your friends, maybe even to yourself. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Wealth is what you don't see. The guy in the Mercedes might be drowning in payments. The dumb guy in the Honda might have investments quietly growing that will give him freedom one day. Every dollar you spend is a dollar that stops working for you. Every dollar you keep is like a little seed that compounds quietly in the background. Wealth isn't about the life you show people. It's about the freedom you build when nobody's watching. So if you're tired of feeling broke even while you're earning, stop chasing the illusion of wealth and start building the real thing. What happens when you let small financial choices repeat for decades? The answer will blow your mind. You expect fast results. You save for a few months, and when nothing changes, you give up. You invest for a year, and if you don't double your money, you think it's a waste of time. That's why most people never build wealth. They quit before compounding has a chance to work. Compounding doesn't look impressive in the beginning. It feels like nothing is happening. But over time, it becomes unstoppable. Warren Buffett didn't get rich because he was smarter than everyone else. He got rich because he stayed in the game longer than almost anyone else. You don't need to swing for home runs. You don't need quick wins. You just need to stay consistent long enough for time to do the heavy lifting.
Would you rather have $1 million now or $1,000 compounding every month for life? Comment below.
What if I told you that being rich often has less to do with skill and more to do with luck? You compare yourself to others. You see people who are richer than you and think they must be smarter. They must work harder. I must be doing something wrong. But that's not always true. Some people succeed because they got a lucky break. Right place, right time. Bill Gates happened to go to one of the only schools in the 70s with a computer. That's luck. And on the flip side, you might work hard, save diligently, and still face setbacks. A medical bill, a layoff, a market crash, that's risk. So stop beating yourself up for being behind. And don't put others on a pedestal either. Money is never a perfect reflection of intelligence or effort. It's shaped by forces you can't always see. The real skill is respecting risk, preparing for it, and staying humble no matter where you are on your journey. You ever wonder why people with millions still lose it all? It's because they never figured out what enough means. You keep moving the goalpost. You told yourself you'd be happy once you made 6 figures. Then it was once you bought a house. Then it became once you had a certain number in your bank account. But the finish line always moves. That's why people with plenty still feel poor. That's why so many chase more until they crash. The truth is, you'll never be satisfied until you define enough for yourself. Enough isn't about settling. It's about creating a boundary where you protect what you already have instead of risking it for something you don't even need. If you don't decide where enough is, greed will decide for you, and greed always takes more than it gives. What's the one thing money buys that's worth more than anything else? It isn't a car or a house. The highest form of wealth is freedom. You're working longer hours, chasing promotions, filling your calendar, but you never actually feel free. Your life is scheduled down to the minute. You're exhausted. You keep telling yourself, this is just what success looks like. But real success isn't being busy. It's having control. Money gives you the power to say no to things you don't want and yes to the things that truly matter. It gives you mornings with your kids instead of commutes. It gives you weekends to create instead of overtime to survive. The richest person isn't the one who has the most. It's the one who controls their time. Here's a money trick nobody talks about. Saving for no reason at all. You only save when you have a specific goal. You save for a vacation, and then it's gone. You save for a car, and then it's gone. You save for retirement, but you're not even sure if you'll make it that far. The problem is life doesn't follow your goals. Emergencies happen, opportunities come out of nowhere, and when you don't have savings, you're stuck. You can't adapt. You can't take risks. You can't breathe. Savings don't need a reason. Savings are freedom. They're the buffer between you and disaster, the cushion that lets you say yes when the right opportunity shows up. So if you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck, stop waiting for a goal to save. Save because your future self is going to need it. Smart guy versus dumb guy again. One has a PhD in finance. The other just saves consistently. Who wins in the long run? You think you're not smart enough to be wealthy. You didn't study economics. You don't know about stock charts, and you feel like you'll always be behind. But here's the truth. Money isn't about intelligence. It's about behavior. There are geniuses who go broke because they can't control their impulses. And there are average people who quietly build wealth just by living below their means and being consistent. You don't need to be the smartest. You need to be the most disciplined. Consistency beats brilliance every single time. What happens when you play someone else's financial game? You lose your own. You can't stop comparing. You scroll through Instagram and see vacations, cars, houses, and you feel like you're falling behind. But here's what you don't see. The debt, the credit cards, the sleepless nights, the quiet stress of living beyond their means. Money is deeply personal. Their journey isn't yours. Their risks aren't your risks. Copying them is the fastest way to sabotage your own future. The only financial game worth playing is the one designed for you. So, if you want to be the first millionaire in your family, here's what you need to remember. Wealth is invisible. Compounding rewards patience. Luck and risk shape every story. Enough creates peace. Freedom is priceless. Savings give you flexibility. Behavior beats intelligence. And comparison is a trap. Money isn't about math. It's about psychology. And if you want to change your financial future, you have to start by changing how you think about money. If this connected with you, subscribe to Holistic Reads, where we turn timeless wisdom into practical lessons for your life and your future.